Welcome back to How to Write a Melody. I'm Avi from musical.engineering, and if you feel like you have this melody stuff in the bag, don't worry, I've got something for you. I put together a free guide that goes through 7 different tools you can use to elevate any melody that you've already written which doesn't live up to your standards. Just head to musical.engineering and tell me where to send your free guide. In the last video, we talked about how we can follow the notes with our ears to see where they want to go. This is often one of the first methods we come across naturally, and it's useful to put a name to the process so we can use it more intentionally. So the next method I want to talk about is using chords. This is a really popular way us musicians stumble on when we're really early in our journeys, when we first start writing music. We like the way certain chords feel when they're played alongside each other, and we kind of go from there. This is an especially useful way to write a melody because the chords we choose will often limit the notes we can choose which will sound good with the underlying chords. This is a case where limitations are our friend, they're our buddy, because boundaries can often lead to more creativity. In my experience, when I set a limitation or boundary for myself while writing, if it be it a key, a scale, or a certain instrumentation, I find that I'll make better use of the options available to me. This is another case where you may have a chord progression in mind that you really like or you want to use in some capacity, in which case you already got a huge head start. So here's a chord progression that I wrote for this video, and let's take a listen to it, and let's just remember to mute that guy over there, and then I'll go and write a melody for it and come back, we'll discuss. All right, I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, welcome back. So we have our melody right here that I wrote for the chords. Let's go into the piano roll because it'll be a little bit easier to see both parts there. So there we go. So down here we have our chord progression, and up here in the green we have our melody. So let's take a listen. So this kind of has a little bit of like a kind of wispy sort of feeling. Maybe it's a very romantic part in a movie that's happening and part of the score. Something like that. That's sort of the vibe that I'm getting from it. First, let's talk about how we got our chord progression here. What you do, you just start, just like following the notes, just play any chord, find another chord that you feel like it sounds like it can go to, and really pay attention to how the notes are moving in these chords, what part of the motion you like. It's useful here to play the chords and then play the motion of each note separately to feel out which movement you like best. And this can be the beginning of your melody. So in this case, we have, the C, kind of the same thing happening. Movement up, movement up. So in this circumstance here, what I chose to go over this high C, because we have this upward motion here, moving up in the chords. So something that sounds always sounds really amazing is using what's called a contrary motion. And all that means is when something's going up, take something else and make it go down. And you really can't go wrong with that. It just sounds fantastic almost all of the time. It's one of those things in music that just, you can't really go wrong with it. I guess I just missed a call there. Whoopsie! So yeah, you can see up here that I actually decided to go totally down. This is just where my ear was taking me as I was playing around. I kind of did a mixture while I was doing this. I kind of used following the notes through the chords, but the chords were really what was guiding me, what was guiding my ear here. And you can do that. You can also go in to the chords themselves, like I was talking about, and really find the movements that you like. Like maybe let's mute the melody real quick. Maybe you really like the sound of the way this G is going to the A. Let's listen for it. Right? Like, it's a really somber kind of tone there. Let's get back a little bit. So you can go about it that way, or just, you know, follow the notes again as you have the chords already set up, and that's how you can really like get a jump start and just like feel it like sounds good to you. Again, use your musical sensibilities here. Follow the movement in the notes that you enjoyed. Like, I really liked taking this and going from the B going down to the A. That for me was standing out to my ear. So you notice these are two different voices. This is definitely going up and that's definitely going up. Just because it's a different voice doesn't mean you can't use that in the melody, especially if it's tightly packed like this. You can really trick your ear into hearing the resolution from B to A, and this is just maybe just a voice on top of that, you know? So it's super subjective here. You can really pick and choose, and this is how you kind of give yourself a couple of options just by getting some chords out there, picking some of the notes that you really like in them, and then just going from there. Now, if you felt like this video was a little too basic and you've already got some melodies you want to elevate, I put together a free guide illustrating in detail 7 different ways to write and workshop any existing melody. All you have to do is go to musical.engineering and tell me where to send your free guide. That's all for part 3. Let me know what you think by leaving me a comment below. If you liked this video and want to support the channel, throw me a like and subscribe, and hit the bell to make sure you get the next part in this series, which will cover our final technique we can use to write a melody. This channel is a new venture for me, so please throw me any thoughts you may have or any topics you'd want me to cover in the future. Until next time, this is Avi from musical.engineering.